Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Put your hands behind your back. And it's a whole bunch of them. Not just pencil neck. Watermelon head Adam Schiff. It's a whole bunch of them. They need to be walked out with their hands behind their back. But shout out to them beautiful patriots around the world, my brothers and sisters. You guys send me amazing videos, and we definitely had to get into this one. This one was sent in by the beautiful Kimberly. Kimberly, what's going on, Kimberly? And she even left me a message as we get into this. And this is going to be hot and spicy, y'all. With Pam Bondi. And y'all know right now Pam Bondi is trending. And they not effing around. This Trump administration is not effing around. F around and find out. But Kimberly says, no wonder Adam Schiff, pencil neck, didn't want Pam Bondi to be confirmed for this position. You definitely got to check this one out, Rick. Here we are. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And this will be my first time checking this out. So let's jump straight in. Oh boy. Pam Bondi leaves the entire Congress speechless with epic takedown. Pencil neck watermelon head Adam Schiff. Oh boy.
Honorable Senators. Just to fact correct, please, a few things. Mr. Duffy didn't come from a state job. Mr. Duffy came from Deputy Chief of Staff at DOD before he went to OMB. Big difference there. Manager Garcia said he failed to appear. Well, the House committee would not allow agency counsel to appear with Mr. Duffy or Mr. Blair. They would not let agency counsel appear with either of them. Office of Legal Counsel determined, of course, that the exclusion of agency counsel from House proceedings is unconstitutional. It's a pretty basic right. So what did they do? They took no action on the subpoenas. But now they want you to take action on them. The managers have been telling you all day, the House managers all day, White House is trying to hide from American people what witnesses had to say. They've been saying we want to bury evidence, we want to hide evidence. That hypocrisy is astounding. They've been saying let's not forget why we are here. Well, we're here tonight because they threw due process, fundamental fairness, and our Constitution out the window in the House proceedings. That's why we're here, because they started in the secret bunker hearings where the president and his counsel weren't even allowed to participate when they're trying to impeach him. Intel and Judiciary Committees was a one-sided circus. Ranking Member Nunes asked to call witnesses. He explained why in detail. It was denied by Manager Schiff. Ranking Member Collins asked to call witnesses. Denied by Manager Nadler. And that's what they call fairness. That's not how our American justice system works, and it's certainly not how our impeachment process is designed by our Constitution. The House took no action on the subpoenas issued to Mr. Duffy and Mr. Blair because they didn't want a court to tell them that they were trampling on their constitutional rights. So now they want this chamber to do it for them.
Oh, boy.
The question from Senator Cruz, along with Senators Hawley and Graham, is for both sides, the counsel for the President and the House managers. Yesterday, Manager Demings refused to answer whether Joe Biden sought any legal advice concerning his conflict of interest on Burisma, the corrupt Ukrainian company that was paying his son Hunter $1 million per year. USA Today reported that when asked about it, Vice President Biden said, excuse me, quote, he hadn't spoken to his son Hunter Biden about his overseas business, end quote. That account was contradicted by Hunter Biden, who told The New Yorker that he told his father about Burisma and, quote, Dad said, I hope you know what you're doing, and I said, I do. Why do Joe and Hunter Biden's stories conflict? Did the House ask either one that question? The White House counsel goes first.
You heard our answer. I'm sorry, Chief Justice, Senators. Senators, you heard our answer regarding that yesterday, but it is very interesting that he said he never spoke to his son about overseas dealings. His son said different things. Joe Biden was the point man for Ukraine, investigating, at the time, Ukrainians were a corrupt company, Burisma, and Zlochevsky, its owner, an oligarch who, by all media accounts we've discussed, was extremely corrupt. Hunter Biden is paid $83,000 a month to sit on that board with no experience in energy, no experience in the Ukraine, doesn't speak the language, and we clearly know that he had a very fancy job description, and he did none of those things. He attended 1 or 2 board meetings, one in Monaco, and then he went on a fishing trip with Joe Biden's family in Norway. The entire time, Joe Biden knows that this oligarch is corrupt. Everyone knows that. There are news reports everywhere. No one will dispute that. In fact, it raised eyebrows worldwide. But the vice president, by his account, never once asked his son to leave the board. We wouldn't be sitting here if he did. He never asked his son to leave the board. Instead, he started investigating the prosecutor who was going after Burisma and this corrupt oligarch who they say was corrupt even by oligarch standards, who had fled the country, living in Monaco. He does not ask him to leave the board. He does the opposite. In 2015, what does he do? We know by reports he has close contact with President Poroshenko. He travels to Ukraine twice. He links it to the fire. He links the aid to the firing. Same thing in 2016 at a White House meeting. Links the aid to the firing of the prosecutor. Calls him 4 times in the 8 days up to leading to the prosecutor. The prosecutor investigating Hunter Biden, yet he never says that. All cases closed. Days before Biden leaves office, he jokes to Poroshenko that he may have to call him every couple weeks to check in. Hunter Biden stays on that board for 3 years. 3 years. Then we hear the video of Joe Biden bragging about firing the prosecutor, linking it to aid. Then we have the 6-minute phone call.
Mr. Chief Justice.
Oh, I'm sorry. The House managers have 2.5 minutes.
Mr. Chief Justice, and to our senators. Senators, thank you so much for that question. I know you have asked about a conversation between a father and his son. And what I can tell you,
the Biden crime family,
just about everybody in this chamber,
criminal pardon criminals. Disgrace, man.
There are probably some conversations that I can't repeat to you about my conversations with my son. So I don't know the answer to your question, Senator, what that exact conversation was. But what I can tell you is this. If we are serious about why we are here, and I have no reason to doubt that we are, if we are serious about seeking the truth, because the truth matters, not just for those who have paid the price in our history to form a more perfect union and protect our democracy, but it's important for our future. And in this case, if we're serious about that, then I can tell you this, that we are serious then about hearing from fact witnesses. Looking at the Bidens, no matter how many times we call their name, we have no evidence to point to the fact that either Biden has anything at all to tell us about the president shaking down a foreign power to help him cheat in the next election. The precious election, trying to steal each individual in this country's vote.
Oh, boy.
I don't believe either Biden has any information about that, but let me tell you who I think does.
Oh, boy.
Maybe we should call Ambassador Bolton. If we're serious about the truth, maybe we should call him because we have a good idea about what he might say. Or what about Mr. Mulvaney, who had day-to-day contact with the principal in our investigation, the President of the United States? That's not good enough. Well, what about, the question was asked about when did we know? Or when did the President first put the hold on? Well, we do have reports that say on June 19th of 2019, Mr. Blair personally instructed the director of OMB to hold up security assistance from Ukraine over a month before the infamous July 25th call. So,
Thank you, Mrs. Manager
thank you,
Demings.
Mr. Chief Justice.
Oh, boy.
November 8th is a day of reckoning for all those who have abused their power. It's the day when we, the people, will take back our government. From Washington bureaucrats playing doctor with
Lock her up.
hair,
Go get her.
to a president who's been playing fast and loose with our constitutional rights and Russian roulette with our borders.
A disgrace.
November 8th is when America feels safe again. Because that's when America wins again. Because winning this election means reclaiming something to which I've dedicated my entire career, the rule of law. Laws that make our neighborhoods safe, laws that make our economy strong, laws that apply equally to everyone. And Louisiana, now more than ever, laws that back our law enforcement. They have our backs, and Donald Trump will have your backs. But today, these laws are under siege by a president determined to ignore laws he doesn't like, and by a former Secretary of State who believes the laws don't apply to her. And by the way, she deserves no security clearance. How do you become President of the United States when you have no security clearance? This lawlessness must stop right here, right now. Donald Trump will stop it. Lock her up, I love that. Stay with me. Donald is going to roll back Obama's unconstitutional executive orders. Hang on. Donald's going to roll back Obama's unconstitutional orders.
Hey, I'm enjoying this. Now that we've won and seeing what has taken place in the last 3 weeks of this second term, I'm enjoying this show. I'm sorry. I am enjoying this. Oh, boy.
He will enforce our immigration laws to keep us safe. while allowing legal immigrants to bless this nation with their talents and their dreams. And California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Donald Trump will take control of our borders. Because we must stop the influx of cocaine and heroin coming into our country and my state, killing our kids. Oh, and then there's this. Hillary believes our enemies, this is unreal. Hillary believes our enemies deserve our respect and empathy.
We need to go lock that lady up, man. We got to go. She got to put her hands behind her back. They got to go get Hillary live on air. Bill, too, got him off the island. Sheet in there deleting emails. Thieves. You know, all the... We know what took place. And we know how corrupt it is. I'm telling you, man, people will pay good money to see her just be walked out live on air. Put your hands behind your back.
Donald Trump believes terrorists deserve to die. Hillary will stack the Supreme Court with liberal justices who will allow government to continue its rampage against our individual rights with utter contempt for our Second Amendment. I know Donald, and I am proud to know Donald. He will appoint conservative justices who will defend rather than rewrite our Constitution. I have one question for all of you here today. Are you ready to send ISIS a message that we are really coming after them?
Pretty amazing how well this aged. I'm honestly pretty amazing how well this aged. I'm for real.
When Donald Trump is president, he will. So America, on November 8th, remember this. If you believe in limited government, if you believe in our historic constitutional rights, if you believe in the rule of law, if you believe it's time for America to start acting like America again, there is only one choice in this election: Donald Trump.
This age like fine wine.
America's for Trump, and so am I.
Woo.
God bless America.
All right, Pam.
God bless the Trump family. Thank you.